Good. Okay, so now I'm going to type in 38 tab 9. Okay, and so now that's going to take this y value and divide it by the number in front of x. All right, and there's my answer, 15.75. Okay, number 8, as we move along, we have a beanbag toss game has 2 holes in the first row, so I'm making me a input-output table. First row, 2 holes, 5 holes on the second row, and so on. The question is, how many holes are in the 20th, and what's the equation? Well, if I look at my rate of change is going up by 3. So, remember, these are all y equals mx plus b format. Okay, I know they're using h's and r's for rows and holes. Doesn't really matter. My rate of change is going to be the number in front of the variable on the right. So that's my rate of change, that's my rate of change, that's my rate of change. My holes are changing by 3, so I need to pick either this one or this one. Okay, the other ones don't have the right rate of change. So if I multiply 3 times 1, which is r, 3 times 1, and then take away 15, do I get 2? No. It has to be this one, so let's make sure that this one is right. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 1 is 2. Okay, check another one. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 1 is 5. That works. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 1 is 8. And when all else fails, when you have an equation, even with different letters, come over here and type in 3x minus 1, go to your table, and say the first row has 2, the second row has 5, the third row has 8, just like they tell us. And if we go down to the 20th, we can see that it's 59. The answer choice is D. All right, trying to make it go a little faster. We got equations. My rate of change, I'm changing by 5. Slope is 4, don't pick A. Slope is 1, don't pick B. Slope is 5, possibility, slope is 4. Hey, just without even just knowing the rate of change is 5 and knowing that that's in front of my variable, the answer is C. If you don't know, go back over here and type it in. 5x plus 4 second graph. You got to go back up to start at 1. And there it is, 9, 14, 19, 24. C is correct. All right, typo, change this to 10 and 11. Here we go. What are we given? We're given an equation. And what are we given here? We're given an x, which is an input. If we're given an equation and we are given an input, that means the only thing we're looking for is an output. What do we do with equations? There we go. Let's type this thing in, just like we see it, negative 16 parentheses, x minus 4, close parentheses, square that bad boy, add 255. How do we get to our input-output tables? Second graph. And we're looking for an x, that's at x equals 7, pretty clear. 7, and the output is 111. Why don't we pick A? Okay, number 11 is kind of a trick question because I messed up and I didn't proofread it. Okay, when the rocket hits this point right here, what attribute or what quality is at the x-intercept? No, the x-intercept's right here. Is it the y-intercept? No, the y-intercept's right here. Is it the vertex? Yes. In the previous problem, I said this was a vertex. And it is also at the top of the curve. It's also the maximum. So there's actually 2 correct answers on this one. It won't be on the test, but hey, it's a 2-for-1 special. All right, we're getting there. What are the domains? The domains are the x's. I have a dot at x equals 1. I have a dot at x equals 2. I have a dot at x equals 3. have a dot of x. Okay, well, it's going to be C. Okay? I don't even think about this answer because that is using the wrong letter. That's range. All right? And these numbers are associated with the y. So these two answers right here are range. And it's asking for the domain. Okay, so that's why we don't pick these two. The 0 is the x-intercept, so I can continue doing slope triangle, down 1, right 2, left 2, down 1, right 2, down 1, left 2 until I get right there. And that's -8. Red box on this domain. So I red box this one right here. I go from -2 to 7 on the x-axis. Now look at this right here. Make sure you know this. Remember, every real numbers. That's every positive, negative, fraction, decimal, percent, mixed number, square root with non-negative guts that you know. It's the number line as you currently know it. Don't let that phrase throw you off. The answer choice is A. Is every number that you now currently know. This includes negatives. Okay? All fractions, decimals, percents, mixed numbers, every type of number, positive, negative, 0, that's all real numbers. So because it includes negatives, and I can't have negatives, don't pick C. So the question boils down to, do I just have these 25 sides, or can I have all of these, which include decimals? So the question is, can I have a side of 7.5? And the answer is yes. Because if I add up these numbers, I'm going to get, what, 22 and a half? And that is less than the maximum perimeter. So I can have decimals as sides. I can have fractions as sides. This doesn't include fractions. This includes all of the numbers between 0 and 25. Pick D. All right, number 7, we're getting into some spiral reviews. Remember, the first thing when you have varies directly is you should know that 0, 0 is in your XY table. Varies directly, 0, 0. So if X is 4.5 and Y is 19, what's the rate of change? My Y's are changing by 19, my X's are changing by 4.5. Divide this and do math, enter, enter, and you get this rate of change. You get 38 over a 9. A lot of people try to take this and put it in their XY table, and it messes things up. Don't do that. Take your XY, XY, the first two X's, the first two Y's, put them in here, and then once you get the equation, you know what to do. So at this point, Y, this number is going to go right here. So, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to need to divide 66.5. I'm going to show you something new, so watch. We need to divide 66.5 by this fraction. I want you to press alpha y equals. Or hit divide first, divided by. Now go alpha y equals, and then hit enter. And you notice it gives you a little fraction thingy right here.